Hello, everyone. Welcome to another episode of Metal Mondays. Glad you guys could make it out tonight. We're doing some shows, live streaming them here from Onyx Nightclub in Guelph. Just in lieu of shows not going on anymore. Anybody missing live shows? Because we the fuck are. So Metal Mondays, that's what we're doing. We're making Mondays a little bit better, starting your week off with a kick in the ass. Tonight we're doing things just a little bit different. By the way, I'm Uncle Rick from Chronic Noise. As I said before, we are here at Onyx Nightclub, live in Guelph, Ontario. If you guys are looking for us, if you have anybody that wants to watch it, we're at onyxnightclubguelph.com. Check that out, because we're getting the runaround from FB and other places, and we're not playing that game. So go directly to the onyxnightclubguelph.com, and you guys will check us out and share that link and let people know that Metal Mondays is going on. So anyway, like I said, we're doing things just a little bit different tonight. We have bands come on. We've had solo artists come on last week. A couple weeks ago, we had Nick Johnson. Hope you guys enjoyed that show, and thank you, Nick. That was fucking awesome. Anyway, tonight we've got what is normally, when I book them, they're a band, but we've got UNBOWED, the mighty UNBOWED. But tonight we have Ioan and Alex. They're going to do an acoustic set for us, which I was like, okay, this will be interesting. Just listening to sound check, you're in for a treat. So I won't go on anymore. Again, welcome Metal Mondays. Get that link sent out to people, onyxnightclubguelph.com. You guys got to get on that. And right now you're going to listen to a couple songs from UNBOWED acoustically, and we'll chat with the boys and play a couple. You know how we do. Anyway, UNBOWED.
Sweet. Thank you, Rick.
Cheers. I've been feeling quite blue. They say time will heal all these wounds. Can't help but think that's not quite true. Can't help but think time missed a few. These days I've been feeling quite blue. They say time will heal all these wounds. Can't help but think that's not quite true. Can't help but think time missed a few. Oh. Listen to the siren song. I've been here for far too long. Sometimes I wish that we fell through alone. So don't hold your breath. I ain't coming back down. You drown. search through time and space, hoping to find a world which seems to have been misplaced. When those people are left will turn and say how much I've grown, yet I feel like rag and bone. Yet I feel like rag and bone. But it's just the risks you take when you leave home. Cheers.
Thank you. All right, we've got one more, and then we're gonna do some interviewing,
Talking.
some talking. Yeah.
This is the anthem of I. Conjuring of thunder to the lights beyond the sky. But now my gods can't hear you, for they dwell within my soul. As my life keeps burning brighter, you will fade into the cold. I summon you to ignite. I see your anthem inside.
just pleased the ears, guys. Wow.
Appreciate it.
Seriously, that really had a nice tone to it and a nice feel, a nice almost Opeth feel to it.
Thank you.
Yeah, I wanted to hear a whole album of that. So
We'll get on it.
anyway, everybody out there, UNBOWED just wowed us with a couple songs and acoustically, and I'm delighted. I don't know about y'all, but I can't wait to listen to this back. We are here at in Guelph. Onyx Nightclub, Guelph.com is where you guys got to be going to check us out. It's a bit of a short set tonight. The reason that is obviously because the band is a full band, and rather than just doing a short interview, that's not a lot of fun. We want to throw some live music in, and the guys were really gracious enough to throw some songs together. They're going to come back with a couple cover songs from what I understand. So give us a couple minutes, go freshen your drink, go pee-pee, all that stuff. Metal Mondays wants you back in a few minutes. We'll be sitting here chatting for a few seconds. Peace.
In my garden, there's enough for two. Oh, in my garden, there's enough for me and you. Oh, in my garden, we can share the view. In my garden, in my garden, in my garden. In my garden, there's a seed of truth. Oh, in my garden, I watch that flower bloom. Oh, in my garden, we can lace the afternoon. In my garden, in my garden, in my garden. In my garden, there's enough for two. Oh, in my garden, there's enough for me and you. Oh, in my garden, we can share the view. In my garden, in my garden, in my garden. Garden, my garden, my garden, my garden.
Okay, once more with that kind of energy.
It's the middle of October, all the leaves have changed, and you thought you did too. But just like the season, it's anything but permanent. So when those thoughts come fluttering, you rake them up in a pile and then jump right in. But remember the seasons, nothing is permanent. When you're living in the city, being crushed by the weight of the buildings that hurt your neck, you put your trust in me. I can help you now, though I couldn't help you then. Who's gonna call you? Who's gonna make it right? Who's gonna be there? Listen, listen. When you cried in my car, I didn't know what to do. I was young and you were too. So who's gonna call you? Who's gonna make it right? Who's gonna be there? Listen, listen. Trust in me, I can help you now, though I couldn't help you then. You bundle up against the weather, take out your favorite clothes. But there's a draft in your mind and the wind gets right inside. So close the windows, bring the shutters in, block out that storm and all the pointless suffering. Bundle up against the weather till you're right inside. And you're still living in the city, being crushed by the weight of the buildings that hurt your neck. You put your trust in me, I can help you now, though I couldn't help you then. Who's gonna call you? Who's gonna make it right? Who's gonna be there? Listen, listen. When you cried in my car, I didn't know what to do. I was young and you were too. So who's gonna call you? Who's gonna make it right? Who's gonna be there? Listen, listen. Trust in me, I can help you now, though I couldn't help you then. It's funny how it seems to go. You forget, but your mind remembers. And now another year's gone by, let alone the month of September. Breaking up the leaves, picking up the pieces. Breaking up the leaves just to jump right in again. Breaking up the leaves, picking up the pieces. Breaking up the leaves to jump right in and again. But it's not the same. Who's gonna call you? Who's gonna make it right? Who's gonna be there? Listen, listen. When you cried in my car, I didn't know what to do. I was young and you were too. So who's gonna call you? Who's gonna make it right? Who's gonna be there? Listen, listen. Trust in me, I can help you now, though I couldn't help you. Who's gonna call you? Who's gonna make it right? Who's gonna be there? Listen, listen. When you cried in my car, I didn't know what to do. I was young and you were too. Who's gonna call you? Who's gonna make it right? Who's gonna be there? Listen, listen. Trust in me, I can help you now, though I couldn't help you then.
Welcome back, everyone, to Metal Mondays, where we do things right. We're in Guelph, Ontario, Onyx Nightclub www.onyxnightclubguelph.com. That's where you want to be checking us out. www.onyxnightclubguelph.com. That's the place to go. Get that link sent out to people. We've been listening to a little bit of Unbowed, and they were a couple songs in on an acoustic set they were doing for us. We're graced. It was great. If you guys did miss it, you better go back and check that out, because fortunately for you, we replay this. And the boys will play a couple more songs for us when we're done. And right now we're doing a little bit of jabbering. So without further ado, we have Unbowed, Ioan
Good to see
and Alex. Good to see you guys.
How's it going? Thanks for having us.
Thanks for coming out. Like I said at the start of the show, Metal Mondays kind of does this in lieu of live shows. How bad have you guys been missing live shows? Like, that's a stupid question, but I mean,
we've been itching, yeah.
Yeah.
Just to get something going. 'Cause
I think it's an obvious thing that every band's missing it, but like it's nice to have
well, by virtue that
something.
you said we'll come out and we'll do an acoustic set, I guess that speaks to exactly that,
Yes.
right?
the disparity of it, absolutely.
Yeah, I don't know if I would have chose that word, but I mean, no, honestly, it's like that's the whole reason that we're doing the Metal Mondays, is like not only in lieu of no live shows, but bands and us, everybody in a scene that we used to have, we want to stay connected, right? And music is universal, but it's not if everybody stops talking about it. And I've been spending a lot of time on Spotify, and I've been checking out what other bands have been doing, not on Spotify so much, but I mean, even on there, seeing how that's available for any startup band who feels they're worth their salt. And you can have people be listening to, I'll speak in your range of, like, let's say Catatonia or Opeth or something, and then the next song could be Unbowed, and the next song could be a Raider song or whatever. Like, if you're going through playlists, right? Mm-hmm. And that's the great thing right now, is the playing field's been leveled. Do you guys, what do you think of the way the COVID's been? I mean, it's definitely changed. How has it, or will it change Unbowed?
Well, for right now, we're almost in the last little stretch of recording an album. So,
full length?
Full length.
Ladies, full length.
Yeah.
Full.
Absolutely.
But yeah, we've been recording an album for a while now. It's probably the longest we've spent working on an album since we were much younger. So this is one that we've been wanting to work on for a while. So we weren't playing or touring or anything. So it's not like COVID cut our legs off necessarily, but like, it is, like you said.
You would have been writing and recording. And
yeah, we would have been doing that anyway.
But you probably would have been doing shows, because I know for a fact we would have booked you a couple times in between the last
we
6 months or
would
whatever.
Have been doing everything, but like you said, it is like the great leveler of like, no matter whether you're Opeth or Periphery or whatever, like, you're not playing a show right now.
Right,
so
and
it's like,
and also a leveler, like I was saying, in the terms of the way it is now, is that if we're doing live streams now, mind you, if you're a band like Trapped, you might get $2 per. No, I'm trying to make a bad joke. But there's bigger bands that are putting a tag on. I think Darkest Hour and Misery Signals, for example, are doing something, and some promoters are taking a hold of that and doing a $10 ticket for a live stream. And we're doing just DIY, which, I mean, not too shabby from Onyx Nightclub, by the way. Legit everything, sound, lights.
Shout out to Belay and Onyx.
Well, Belay and sound events, and everybody here in Guelph is always amazing. But my point is that you can take something ground floor level, like just starting off, like I was saying to Belay and Nick earlier, is the furniture got moved around with this whole COVID thing, right? Now we got to figure out where we're putting the chair and the couch, because it's a new living room per se, and everybody can jump in, because the biggest band can't play a live show. And truth be known, and I've said it on other shows, is that the bands that are going to be playing live shows and the people promoting them will probably be, to start out, you guys and myself and smaller acts, where you're going to be doing 50 to 200 people in time, right? Before there's 2,000 to 20,000 people audiences. Like, that's a fact. And I don't think anybody's going to be happy with live streaming all the time. So But with Unbowed, you mentioned working on an album, so you're a couple songs away. Give us a couple things like are you doing the recording yourself? Because I want to talk about that a little bit with you too.
Yeah, we're doing it all just like the last two, in that way that we've self-produced it, like write, record, mix, and master it all ourselves. So we've been doing that since our EP Dogma in like 2016, I'm pretty sure. And yeah, ever since then, we've just kept doing it ourselves. Just to
No sense to get somebody else to do what you can already do and what you can already hear.
At the start, we just it was a way just to save money as a young band. Like, you don't want to pay some guy to do everything. If you know, you're naive and young, you think, oh, I could do it myself, and like, so that's what we did. And like, but over time, you get a little better at it.
Trials and tribulations.
Exactly, and then. I think the new album's gonna sound pretty good. I think we're gotten pretty good at it.
It's a pretty important part of our scene of people that we have, is making sure everyone has something that they can contribute, and in that way we can start a little bit of a fire here. And I think, as you say, with the great leveler of everything, that's especially important with art right now, is people looking around for small nicher things, especially with every other thing they see on their newsfeeds being a commercial.
It's standing out more now, where the big shiny had all the attention, had all of the spotlight before, and now whether it's some person playing a piano solo and you've seen it on some live stream and you go, oh my God, that just blew me away. It's almost like your chance to shine if you have I don't even know what the word is. If you know you're going to make it, this is your chance to get out there and use our technology, our current technology, to get that jump. And when things come back, your name could be known before all the big guys don't have any advantage on anybody. Yeah. I did want to mention, sorry to cut you off, but I was when you had mentioned what everybody has to offer. I know Unbowed is not a two-piece, people out there don't know Unbowed is not a two-piece. So tell us a little bit about the band, the members, and then we'll go on from there.
Yeah, so we're currently looking for a new drummer, and we have Steve Rowlands, who's in a few different bands around Guelph here.
Amazing musician.
Yeah, absolutely. So he's got his project he's got his project Scorn on the go as well, but fascinating guy to talk to about guitars. Like, that's something that I've always been lacking in, especially with that sort of thing. I know my basic chords, but for singing, that's where I stand. But
when I first met Steven, he was playing bass, I think, in Northern Cry.
That's right.
And I thought, oh, this guy's a hot bass player. Yeah. And then when he had the guitar in his hands, I was almost like, ooh, what are you doing with that? You know how to? And then he was just shredding, and I was like, okay.
Yeah, he's fantastic.
Yeah, far better than me. Yeah, absolutely. He's great to have in the band.
His projects are all great too. We're going to be having him in here, I hope, because as we were saying before the talks, before the show, that it's important to have Guelph scene and people that have been, to me anyway, I've been here 11 years or so, and I think it's super important to let people in Guelph know who's been holding the ball up for the last, that many years anyway. I can't speak on before that, and Unbowed has definitely been. So, Steven, and you're currently searching for a new drummer.
Yeah, we have a fella who's probably going to be playing drums on the new record, but we'll see if we can tempt him into joining the band as well. But we also have Aiden Watkinson on bass, of course. He also played in Scorn and a bunch of other things.
I was hoping you were going to mention his name. Aiden's just a beaut. He's
a better person than anyone in this room.
That's great. That's one of the great things about Guelph, and I'm sure that every place would say, oh, we're like that too, so maybe, and I hope so. But the Guelph bands are largely, and this is from just me, some older dude, I meet a band and there's no prima donnas, there's like cool guys, and they happen to play some pretty cool music, so diverse in bands, from Seducing Medusa to you guys to like through my years, right? And I'm just like, how sweet is that to see somebody who plays the music you want to hear, and then when you talk to them, they're not assholes, you know what I mean? And I'm sure we're all assholes, right?
Yeah, I was gonna say, don't speak too soon.
In a different light, I'm sure we're all fucked, right? Like in somebody else's eyes. But the fact is that the respect level, I'll just put it a different way. The respect level to Uncle Rick, Chronic Noise, Gain Music, the clubs that we've been using and booking you guys in, not only you guys, but all the Guelph bands. Yeah. Nobody's pissing on the floor, and nobody's taking advantage. It's where we live, right? It's a family. It's
Absolutely,
a community.
yeah. We're horrendously lucky to be from Guelph. Like, there's even just in the immediate area surrounding us in Ontario, there isn't as much of a diverse music scene. And I know that might sound kind of weird or lame, but like, it's true. Like, there's a lot of different things in this tiny little place.
I don't know if you guys remember way back to the Karma Cure pre-Android. When I saw those guys, and I already knew there was a Rise and Ruin and Farewell to Freeway and all these big
Glasgow Grin.
Glasgow Grin. I was like, what's in the water out there? Like, what the hell is like Kitchener or London? Like, everybody had, London had a kitty, or so and so had a whatever. But there was a wealth.
We were just trying to be Guelph's kitty. That's.
There you go. There you go. Have you had a member pass away yet? No, that's bad taste.
No, sorry.
No.
We'll edit that out in post.
I do put foot in mouth once in a while, but
it's live, baby.
This shit ain't being edited out. I had a friend from Toronto said, "Hey, you know what? You should edit that, and it would be real good." And I was like, "So in other words,
this would be fucking fantastic if I have to watch you stumble."
No, let's get back to more important things.
I think one part that makes the Unbowed scene of people there a little bit more distinctive is that we were friends before music was even involved, and like.
Okay, I'm going to jump around on questions here then, and because I had the people that set up my template of questions, and for every show, God bless them, but I butcher it every week, and I say, I'm gonna this, and this, and then I mix them up. So I'm going to do that right now.
Sure.
Ioan, how did you meet Alex, and what drew you to want to work with Alex?
Right, so I overheard him in middle school talking to an old friend of ours by the name of Andrew Morrison about a thing they did annually for our Jean Little public school, where they would do covers for the new people coming. Yeah. And they were going all about the Nirvana, all of the Rush, and I was like, hey, can I join in on that? And so
we were like, absolutely.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I think I sang some Dio or something for a little.
And to you, Alex, was it the balls that somebody asked you, or did he look cool as fuck? Or
it was always Ioan's balls that drew me to him.
Do they have the chain link around them, the chainmail around them as well, for safekeeping?
Yeah, you'll find out.
You'll find out.
No, I won't. Glad I won't.
No, but more like I guess closer to the point, when we were in middle school, we weren't like super close, but by high school we were very good friends.
Yeah, we met in middle school and played like.
By high school, you really start feeling who you want to be, and let's face it, peer pressure is just like, fuck yeah, I want a piece of that. I want.
Sure, yeah, but geographically, our houses were on two different ends.
Did you listen to the same kind of music?
We did. That's
aside of doing the Nirvana cover and whatnot.
We kind of got more into like a genre called folk metal, and so our first band, it was Unbowed, but it was by the name of Ioan, and that's a Welsh mythological figure of the.
Isn't everything that you guys do?
Yeah, everything.
What was the again? I'm going to jump around for like 3.5 seconds.
Around.
What was was it Turum?
Oh, Turin. Yeah, that was my old little
it was your little
pseudonym.
It's like, okay,
myths and progenitive stories are super important to what we write about and just everything that we go about. So even our face paint on stage, that started from us having fires instead of.
I've loved that.
Thank you. Yeah.
As a promoter, I don't know what other promoters think. I don't give a fuck, because that's not really. I'm just like a guy who loves music, and I can put shows together. And when I do that and watch the different things that you guys have done in the past, different theatrical things you've done with different bands, including Unbowed, you can look at it like, oh, look, they got a gimmick. But then when you see and know you guys and know that you literally live and breathe, like you went to school in England for audio engineering, and the pictures that you posted were just like otherworldly, the castles and all the stuff that I think I just saw a picture of you out in like some bayou or something like that. Was like you're totally if you turned into Vikings, both of you right now, you'd be just like, fuck yeah! That'd be, you know what I mean?
Well,
We just try and live.
we said earlier, we missed the Iron Age and we missed the Renaissance, so we have to do our best right now.
Right?
Bring it here.
I always
Bring
say
it
that
to
I
us.
just missed the hippie age, and I wish I was one of, like, the bandana
Sure,
and the
yeah.
peace, love, and hugs and all that stuff. I wanted that, but I was, like, just a little too
A lot of us throw around the term neon bronze age. That's like what we try and live like.
nice. I will ask one more question pertaining to you. Not one more, but several more to come. But I am curious. A lot of singers stumble into, and this is not my question, by the way. The great Nick Weaver has come up with this one, and I thought, oh, fuck, that's a great question. So thanks, Nick. Basically, there's singers who, like, you open your mouth and it's just like gold comes out, so you're a singer. Or some people, like, and you stumble upon that. Then some people are like, me, and they go get lessons and they learn and they craft their voice. How did you come about singing? And again, are we gonna, if we're going back to that very same meeting with Alex and fuck it, I'll give it a try, that's pretty good. That was pretty good odds. You should have bought a lottery ticket that day.
Yeah.
I think we were like 11 or like
Yeah,
too young.
I was
No,
pretty
but
young
lots of
when
people think they can sing, so I'm just curious,
I
was it
pretty
something
young
where
when
you
I got
thought...
into it, and by the time I was in high school, it was like prime teen angst levels of stuff, and usually how I dealt with that would be sports. But then I got a really bad back injury from rugby, I believe it was, and so I just had all this pent up anger. I'd already had the music taste and everything like that. So
metal
there
was
you go.
the...
Yeah, it was guitar for a while, but then it wasn't really doing it for me. I just needed to scream, literally, just get out that anger in that way. And then so you go from there. And I'm someone who gets bored quite easily, so I always want a challenge. I never want to be just good at one thing. I want to be a learner in many cases throughout my life. And so one way I was doing that was by learning clean vocals.
Yeah, and that's amazing because, I mean, some people might want to do something, and when they attempt it, it doesn't work out as planned. So kudos for that because it's a great voice in the works.
And a lot of the time it'll be kind of shit, like going into something, right? But I think me and Alex.
That's the
both have
beauty
that
of art, though.
Yeah, you just keep doing it.
Chipping away at something, right? The art's already there. You're literally taking. I've heard that expression before, where the piece of art, whether it's a song or a painting, is already there. It's just for the artist to chip away at and get rid of what's not necessary.
You just have to be comfortable with the fact that you're going to fail and it's going to suck for the majority of the time when you start. But then, like, if you really want to do it, you'll keep doing it.
There's a lot of guys who...
We're our own worst enemy too, right?
Yeah.
So when you do something, you can't just go, that sucked. Like,
There was a lot of friends that we still have who would try and start different bands with me and Alex, and like, we'd have that attitude of like, I see you doing that, and he sees me doing that in high school, but really what drew me to him, and I think the same from him to me, is that we're really tenacious at it, and just there was that attitude of, it's not working, but that doesn't mean you stop. It's something I have to do.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, you keep working on it. And I mentioned earlier that you went to England. Why England opposed to, it almost seems like an obvious answer because you guys are kind of drawn towards that way, but I will ask why England? Was that something that you thought as a young man that you were interested in doing? And
well, at first you could look at it like logistically, like the schools in Canada, like you can't get an accredited audio engineering program in Canada. You can get like certainly degrees and things like that, but like not on a university level. So if you had to look at logistically, Canada didn't offer what I wanted. So
and if you're going to go elsewhere,
and
that move might as well be the best.
Exactly, because I've been friends with Ioan for a long time. He's obviously from England, and like we've been over there. We've been over there a bunch of times, and I like it a lot. I mean, all my family's here, so I fucking love it here. But in another world, like I would definitely be over there. It inspires us, so we keep it a part of what we're doing. So it's,
how long was that program, and
I was there for a year.
Did you achieve out of it what you were hoping to do? Because I know another part of the questions that I wanted to throw at you, or not so much questions, but talk about, was nomadic arts. Was that something that you had thought of before you went to England?
Yeah.
And then maybe fully realized it a little more professionally when you came back, or?
Exactly. Yeah, I wanted to just be more confident in what I was doing, because like I could make recordings and stuff, but I wasn't ultimately confident with the stuff I was putting out, because I knew like I just needed years of experience and like instruction. So it was a year-long course, and it gave me like what I needed to make nomadic arts like a real thing, and have me firstly confident myself that I can do it, and then other people confident that I could get them what
So
they need.
where nomadic is at, it's currently alive right now, Nomadic Arts?
Yeah.
So maybe tell the people in what degree you guys are available, and what you do, and how your services could be reached, that type of thing.
Yeah, absolutely. Since COVID and everything, I've done a lot more remote work. So if people record and stuff on their own, they can send it to me to mix and master, or we can set up recording at a place here in town. But we usually just kind of schedule it and find like a jam hall to go record things in, and do everything COVID friendly.
These days.
It's the way you got to do it, exactly. Especially if you want to be a business.
You can't be too safe. That's why I leave the house in chainmail.
Exactly. You know what? That says it all, really. You know.
Doesn't it?
But yeah, it's. I'm really thankful that I've been able to keep doing what I'm doing despite the whole obvious COVID thing. Like we could talk about it over and over, but like, it's affected everybody, and I'm one of the
What
rare
is it about?
musicians.
What about
who
his
can do it.
audio work? And again, that might seem like a bit of a redundant question, but what is it about the audio work that draws you to doing it? Like, I mean, you play already, and you do your own recordings, so you guys can already craft what you want to do in other projects. But working with someone else, is it on their instruction of how they want things done, or what's to like or not like about it?
I think it's a bit of that mentality, because I'm just a bit of a control freak over like my own projects kind of thing. So like I was arrogant enough to think that, oh, okay, I want to write it, record it, and then mix it, and then master it. Whereas that's like a bunch of people's jobs.
Are you able to back off if somebody brings you their work? Or do you?
Yeah, I've gotten a lot better.
Zip it, or do you go, you know what you should do, or?
There's little things, like you always say this or that, but like everybody's got their own kind of journey.
Many
to go on,
producers
so.
and engineers have lent their ear or their, to an artist, and things have happened. It's an accessory. It's an add-on. It's not changing it. If it was, you tell the guy to fuck off.
Ideally, the person Ideally, the person who's hired me because they've heard UNBOWED music or my solo music or whatever else we've done before. That's
something
the
that
awesome
drew them
thing.
To start with, right?
That's the best thing about this is UNBOWED has been like a great resume.
You've made a brand, basically enough.
Here's what I do. So
right.
if you like that, maybe I can help you make a record.
Right.
Yeah.
Ioan, are you a part of Nomadic Arts in any way, shape, or form?
No, not so much. We kind of do our own thing.
I'm joking. No, I knew you. I knew you weren't. I just wanted to, if anybody was wondering, do these guys do that together or whatever?
I mean, I employ him when I have other projects, so I guess
we help each other out.
Yeah. He's good at that stuff, right?
Which I want to. I'll ask you, Ioan, first. Do you have any other musical projects going on, either with Alex or without? Currently?
So, like I said, a lot of us in our sort of friend group, we spend most weekends together. We mostly have like fires together, or we'll be drinking together, anything like that. We like to box, some of us.
Shit, right?
Yeah, just anything like that. Just keeping our circle tight.
Yelling loud, drinking ale.
Yeah, anything like that. Yeah.
Hey, I want to come over sometime. That's what.
Anytime.
That's what I do in my own backyard. Only they think I'm just a crazy old man.
Yeah.
Anyway, no, carry on.
Yeah, but that goes for music too. So art is a crucial part of building strong people, I think, expressing that in some way, shape, or form. You can really tell with the people who don't want to do that and where they're missing a lot of their life. And so, but more to the point, me and Alex do have other projects together for sure. He helps me a lot with my goth projects that I've been doing lately.
All sorts of kinds of music.
Yeah, there's a guy watching from Finland right now. Actually, he's in another band of ours called Hearsay. We usually try and lock ourselves away for about 2 weeks at a time in a cabin up in Finland per year. So COVID's affected that this year, of course.
I'd say.
Yeah.
Are you still keeping in contact as far as like maybe splitting screens?
It's really,
or
again,
doing
like
something
it's super important to us to keep in contact with everyone we find to be close and brotherly and sisterly like that.
Outside of music, before I shift over and ask Alex about the 200 bands he plays in or played in, I want to mention that you find art other than music as well, because I know that I've actually purchased a piece or two, minor, but you do ironworks and are
That's right, yeah.
Yeah, so I mean, rather than me trying to stumble through what you do, how would you describe what you do, and what is the name of the company that I believe was Boker?
Yeah, so the blacksmithing I do is with two other friendly guys that we have in our circle of friends, and it's called Blood of Brocker. And although that's kind of on the down point right now, we've spun it into more of a clothing line for, you know, the gym apparel, stuff like that. But you can still find our Etsy, and what we do mostly there is recreating Bronze Age or Neolithic and Iron Age finds from around the German area or like northern Scandinavia, that type of archaeological finds. Yeah.
I can only guess that you'd have to try some of those out in your stage performances with various bands and projects you maybe
like a lot of pendants
with.
we make. So yeah, there's one around my neck. That's one I've made too. Yeah.
That's sweet. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So again, where would somebody more succinctly, more exactly, where would somebody get a hold of your company that does both the apparel and the ironwork?
So that's eisenforgedfitness.com for the apparel line, and we just released 2 new shirts a week ago, so you can go check that out. And then the Blood of Brocker stuff, all of the ironworks, and for blacksmithing, it's all on Etsy.com. Or .ca, I suppose.
That seems like a natural progression to do the ironwork, but was that something where, I know there's a big push on with Forged in Fire and stuff. I watched that, and it's like, oh, I want to do that.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden I seen you had stuff out, and I think I had you put some stuff out at a show one time, kind of in an art sense, and just thought, okay, so like I talked about it, that guy did it. So how were you able? Did you know somebody with a forge, or?
Well, how that initially started was through my history degree at the University of Guelph, and
that's what I don't have.
Right, yeah. So the history aspects got me a job at the museum for most of my undergrad, and as well as that, I was also forging with a lifelong friend. And his dad was actually a blacksmith, and so he taught us both how to do it while I was at school.
Like literally swinging the hammer.
That's it,
type
yeah.
of thing. Yeah.
Scolding my hand on a few spoons we made on the way.
Yeah, I would be very surprised if every blacksmith or every metal bender.
Oh yeah,
didn't
the
burn
amount of
themselves.
scars you get from that is.
Yeah, no, that's amazing. I am going to shift over to Alex right now and mention that you yourself, I wasn't aware of it until all of a sudden I seen you, like you did a solo thing. I've got a couple songs downloaded. I can't remember what the titles now, but instrumentals that were just super cool guitar work. And I thought,
thanks, man.
And then you're doing, what do you got? Ritual and Ruin.
Yeah, that's another one of my bands.
Okay, so just let me, I'll just take a, and I mean, I got a shit memory, but you do something at, you drum at, is it Durang?
Gurthang.
What is Gurthang? Because that's one that I was like question mark over top of my head.
Gurthang is like an international metal project, or there's one guy in Poland, there's one guy in Ukraine, there's one guy in Norway. And then
have you guys been able to?
I've only met one of the guys in person in Poland. I've been to Poland, and we worked on some stuff together. But
have you wrote anything though as a collective per se, or no?
It's more like file sharing. It's like sending everything to each other.
Yeah.
So like the guitarist who lives in Poland writes guitars just to a click, and then I do drums, and then everybody adds all their layers to it.
Okay, so that's and then bass in Crimson Shadows, which is Jimmy still singing?
Jimmy's still singing, yeah.
Yeah, I booked him in. Oh, what the fuck was that? I can't remember the band I booked him in. It was another metal band, and they said, hey, check out Crimson Shadows, and they're amazing. And we had them at Papaya one time. They were amazing. Yeah, that was crazy. Corey still drumming?
Yep, Corey's still drumming. Yeah. And his brother Ryan's playing guitar.
Amazing band, Crimson Shadows. If you guys like the Viking, pirate, whatever you want to put on
Power metal.
It's like, hey, hey. Same with Unbowed. Is like there is no way you're not going to listen to that music and feel some doom gothic anthemic. If you don't raise your hand, you're fucking dead. You know what I mean? Okay, so you've done a stint, I believe, or either filled in with Becomes Astral.
I am in Becomes Astral.
Okay, so you're in. Yeah, I mean, it's. I don't want to say revolving chairs because it's not. I don't want to simplify it like that, but it's literally. You guys said before, you help each other out if somebody needs a member, whether it's part time. Sam Pattison
pretty crucial to us,
D-Walk, all
just
of
doing
everybody
that,
in
yeah.
Guelph plays with.
Yeah, everybody's in
12
a bunch of bands. Like you get
You're not
going to
say no because the
then,
creative juices are going to be great.
Yeah.
For one, it's not just a who's who. It's like this is going to be interesting.
Yeah, the projects would suffer if we all just did one thing and stayed at our one thing. Maybe we'd be really fucking good at it. But like, if like
Yeah,
we
hey,
do
some
help,
bands are like,
help
no,
each other
I got
out.
no time for. I'm like Sleeman Beer. Do one thing right.
If I just sat here and got like really fast, like one thing, sure, I'd be good at that.
Kinda like
but I wouldn't be good
right,
at anything else. I got to do other stuff.
Well, and the fact is, and both of you are living examples that the artful mind has more than one direction, and so as to not alienate, and we like to file stuff. So this band is Unbowed, and this you're able to do this with this and this with this, instead of confusing or alienating people where you just
wear
play.
many hats,
Right,
or
and
coifs.
then that way, right, and then people can say, oh, that's his project of this and this. That's how we keep track of what Maynard's doing in Tool, or what so and so is doing in whatever band. Because if they did it all together, sure as hell, somebody'd be shitting on that band for them being experimental or trying something different, which is the worst, in my opinion, direction to go, is to not be inventive and not go where your musical heart wants to.
You're going to get criticized whether you stagnate or whether you progress, so you may as well just do whatever you want.
You might as well call the shots.
It's music journalists' job to be whatever it is that they do about art, you know?
Opinions are like assholes. We all have one. They all stink.
Yeah, that's their job. We can worry about the
Well, and that's
stuff.
the problem with somebody blathering about how great your band or your art or whatever is you've got to remember to be humble and realize that, okay, thank you for that, but you're not the best because somebody else will be better, or those same people that built you up, especially with the internet, are vicious. They can bring you down, or you know. So you literally want to. You're not doing the art for the individual person, but you're definitely thinking of them as to how you're going to package your product, I guess.
Yeah. We know we're gonna do like a PR campaign to promote our stuff because we want people to hear it. But like that's kind of where the marketing and that not fun bit of it has to happen. But like the art comes first, and we'll do whatever the hell we want there. So like,
well, it comes on like it's like the second album I released from one little project I do. Was completely different than the first album, and if you check the YouTube comments for that, no, it's not nice.
Yeah, everybody's just like, "Oh, you totally changed your sound, man.
So
what are you doing?"
It's really funny. Like if you can take it, and you know, I think we're all pretty good sports about that. But like we love them. Like we even have ideas for like T-shirts for some of these good comments we get from things.
Well, and it might seem a little in bad taste for other people to crap on somebody's music or not like it and say it publicly. But honestly, like if you were hooked up to a lie detector and you were listening to certain music, you're going to have an opinion about it, and you should think it, I guess. Maybe not say it, but I hate when people follow other people on what's hot or what's not, because that makes trends, and that makes it too easy for them to target us. I like when bands. I love when the Deftones will throw something out and everybody at first doesn't get it, because that means that there's something to listen for. There's something to...
Yeah, there's something going on there.
And they're not rehashing their old stuff to appease fans that liked this or that or whatever album. So anyway, more back to Unbowed. I want to mention that you guys actually, I think, first played, and you were singing then, Red Papaya, I think we had Unbowed. And you guys had a keyboardist.
Oh yeah, our very first show with you booking it would actually have been at the the Vinyl, with Arkham Awaits and like Odium, I want to say.
Yeah.
They were headlining.
Yeah. Oh, you know what? And
that was our first show with you. We had played one show.
And that Odium show, at the end, he was going to do their one more song, right?
Yeah.
And then we got shut down. And
okay. Good times.
Oh, I'm not even going to say any names because apparently the guy's a nice guy. But he's like, I don't give a fuck. You're shut it down now. I'm like, they just announced that
Must have really hated
they're
Odium.
playing their last song. And he goes, no. And I had to like pull Tom from Odium down. Tom, if you're out there, you'll remember that. And I said, dude, you can't play the song. And he turned to the guys and went, no, we can't play. And I thought, all to dish out those $2 beers to appease the pussy crowd down there. Like, oh my God.
Get pussy too.
Yeah, well, Yeah, but we work hard for it. We just don't put beers down to $0 fucking and buy their pussy with cheap beer. Anyway, no.
Do you need us here for this?
No. Anyway, do you guys remember that we weren't able to do? And all the crowd, like the look on their face, me as a promoter and a fan, everybody's like, bullshit, bullshit. And we're supposed to clear out, and the guy, he'll be known as the guy, who was just like, out, you gotta be, oh, that was alcohol abuse. You gotta be out in like by 0 minutes, and it's like, how are you gonna wrap out 4 bands, their merch, the sound guy, everybody in the club scurrying around trying to wipe the tables down and get ready for the fuck me crowd, and it's just, it was a sickening night in Guelph that I'm glad to say, and then when I went to book the next show, the guy said something, and the place was packed that night, and the guy said to me, and he's not from the Big Lebowski either. The guy says to me, the dude says to me, your shows are barely worth doing, so I can't really give you the day. And I was just like, right then and there, I knew that I was like a free agent, and
we had a pretty good set that night. We enjoyed it.
Yeah, no, the night was great, but you know what? That's how sometimes the shows work out, is that an opening band will get the majority of people, because all the people came out fresh, they're all ready to party, and by the time the finishing band is playing, nobody wants to close the show anymore, because people got to go home and comb their dad's back hair or whatever the fuck they're doing. But,
Weird one. Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, well, I mean, what else is more important, right?
What else is there to do? It's COVID.
If you're not doing that. Yeah. Anyway, no, so, okay, where are we with Unbowed? Unbowed, I know what I wanted to ask. No, it was a specific. You had mentioned Arkham Awaits. Hey, fuck, I'm not just senile here. I got it in there. But when I go off on a tangent like the Family Guy, it takes a few seconds to come back, right? So anyway, actually, I only watch a handful too. But the fact is that I know that they segue off every 2 seconds, and then they'll segue while in a segue off to another. Anyway, it's all of that and more. Arkham Awaits. I'm so good that that's a stoner mind that pulled that right back in. Not me, but it's a stoner mind that would be
That's
able to
what
do
someone
that.
who does that would do.
Right. That's if you did the marijuana, you would be able to pull that information back in. But anyway. Okay, you ready for a question? I'm gonna throw one at you. I hope you catch it.
Let's do it.
Okay, it's Arkham Awaits. You've been working on a band Last Light.
Last Light. They're
Last
called,
Light.
And they're
so let us know a little bit about that, because that's with
Levin and Paul from Arkham Awaits.
Oh, and Paul too. Okay.
Yeah. So a lot of the music, they're Levin songs as well, but a lot of it is Paul's older songs, and he had kind of an instrumental guitar album. But it's all kind of that music taken and
put us in a genre setting. What are we talking about?
Like alternative rock. There's a lot of acoustic.
I actually think I heard a song.
Maybe like a Calm Thrice.
Was the band
like
playing with them at one time on that?
No, that was still Arkham. That was still Arkham.
Oh, okay, yeah, because Jared's.
Yeah, but we have played like acoustically as Last Light. But yeah, it's another project with a couple of guys from Arkham.
Is that something where maybe not now in COVID times, but that's not dead or anything? That's gonna.
Oh yeah, we have a full album. We just recorded drums for the other day, and it'll be done pretty soon. So we'll put that out.
So since you got that album and you're working on an Unbowed album, what happens in terms of like bands like to go out and start doing shows, so they shop the album, recoup money to pay for the CDs, let the fans know what's up. What's your availabilities now for marketing any album from any of the projects?
Well, thankfully, with any band right now, we don't play shows, so it's really easy. But are
you guys active in possibly letting people know where you can get your stuff? And you'll see bands saying, "Hey, we're putting all our merch on a 30% sale off," or whatever type of.
No, yeah. With that project though, we want to put out music before we put out anything, because we don't want to bother with posting those kind of things. We're like, check this out soon, maybe it might happen. So we'd rather just release music, and then we'll worry about
2022.
We'll worry about the promotion after we sort out the music.
Can we expect to possibly hear something from Last Light?
I'd say in a couple months you'll hear something for sure. Yeah.
Okay, and where would that put us with Unbowed? You said that you're in
timeline
recording,
wise?
in a timeline for when it would be wrapped, and then of course you've got to do all the.
I would like to release it early next year because there's no rush. Obviously, we're not on a label or anything big and dumb like that, so we can do whatever we want, and it's not like we have to go on tour right away.
We're trying to take our time with it, especially because of that.
There's a question. Would you do a? Sorry, Ioan, go ahead.
Sorry, no. Yeah, go for it.
Oh, I was just going to say, would you, if a label came along, would you entertain it? Or maybe a better question would be, what label would it have to be?
It totally depends, because it depends on the deal. Labels are funny. They're I'd rather not be involved.
Fair.
Ultimately,
Ironically, with like some of our smaller projects being on labels, we know how they work. So with our actual baby, we want to make sure that the deals aren't weird as the ones that we
don't hop on a sinking ship of a record label with like the band that you love.
Because we've seen too many friends tell us that those can go, pretty badly, pretty fast.
Yeah, it's just a tough industry. I wouldn't want to be a record label. Screw that.
No, it
no one buys your stuff. No one does.
Yeah.
It's silly. Yeah.
Boy, we've got to shoot the shit about a lot of stuff. There seems like I wanted to ask a couple more questions. First of all, the change down to, so you're looking for a drummer. You've got Aiden as bass player. Will it be a 4-piece?
No, we have Steve still playing.
Oh, and Steve,
so,
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
So 5-piece, yeah.
Yeah.
So
it'll be a 5-piece once we get the drummer.
Have you guys been together and done any jamming at all prior to, like, I don't know, so throw a drum machine on, or you
no?
just
I think that's the
we
biggest
just work
change.
on the album really at this point.
Yeah, the biggest change to how we're recording this record is that we don't have that sort of luxury of having a room where we can see what works and what doesn't. So it's taking a lot longer, especially for vocals. I like to see what works and doesn't in a live setting.
Yeah, so it's hard to jam it out, but like you can find ways and just keep playing the song over and over, and we'll work out whatever we have to do. We can't jam it out all of us in the same room together right now, just because we don't have a drummer. But like, you find ways. Yeah.
Okay, I do want to. We're nearing the end of. But and you guys are going to play a couple songs, which is going to be awesome. But I can't let you go without asking the perfunctory question of what would you cite some influences, and I mean right from not influences for Unbowed necessarily, but for you as a musician, where do you draw influence from? Whether it's guitar, whether it's just the music itself, what's got you into music and kept you in for other people,
two of the bands we're about to cover are really important to us. We're going to play a song by a band called Primordial from Ireland. That's been a really important band because we've ripped off a lot of their stuff for a while. And then a band called Oasis, who a lot of people know. We're going to play a song by them, and they're also really important to what we're doing.
Cool.
So we like to listen to everything and just jumble it all together and not worry about the genre.
What about as a younger person? What might have been something that just hit you and said music
Kurt
instead
Cobain,
of sports or Kurt
Nirvana?
Cobain?
Yeah, absolutely.
That fucker, he had a way.
He was pretty good at it. Yeah.
I think a big
and he didn't have a gun, from what I understand.
And like a bigger influence for the later stuff that we've been doing would be Carl Jung. So he's the psychologist from back in the day.
Not musical, but unless
he's got some great tunes.
Unless he is a screamer for some university band.
The terrifying words that he can put to paper, that's pretty artistic in that regard. So that's been giving us a lot of inspiration.
For influence and inspiration, what about yourself as a vocalist? Where did you, maybe as a younger person, a younger vocalist, draw inspiration from? Even if it was the wow of a rock star or whatever, what was the...
I remember just needing it to get out, like in that sort of primal way, and so I kept with that sort of attitude. But one of the first reviews we ever got was from our demo when we were still a folk metal piece, and it was in Russian, so I had to translate the Cyrillic language, and the guy was like, "This guy sounds like a dying boar," and I
forgot about that.
I still can't tell if he meant it in a good or bad way, but I loved it, so I'm sticking with it.
Hey, he still sounds like a dying boar.
That could literally be taken either way, but
fucking righteous.
So. But I like it.
Well, for metal, I'd say that's on the positive side.
Sure, yeah.
For if you're Simon Cowell, I'd say that he meant that wasn't so good. But
It depends.
anyway, it's been a blast talking with you guys. For anybody out there who might wonder, and I'm sure you're not because we've been talking our faces off, but we've known each other for quite a few years, so there's lots of things that we could go over. But I think the most important thing is letting you guys know that Unbowed is a major, mighty death metal, doom metal. There's something I would ask you, maybe not to classify your sound, but what if you're buying an album, what category am I looking through? Besides don't just say metal.
Damn. Melodic death metal, I guess, with some
Fair
black
enough.
metal in there. Like,
Yeah,
melodic
because
death
I
metal's
mean,
pretty
because you're
Probably where they jam
broad
us.
genre.
Like, they jam us somewhere in there, probably.
Yeah. Yeah. If I was a journalist and I had to put it somewhere, it'd probably be that. Yeah.
Okay, and we'll end off with this question for both of you, and we'll see if it's in agreement or not. If you had to tour with someone out on Bowed, and it could be local or otherwise. I guess I'm always thinking a huge band, but who would you see yourselves be just like the best?
A band that's still going for sure.
Either past or present, doesn't matter. Just somebody that you could see on Bowed really rocking the shit out of a small tour.
Well, I would love to open for Behemoth. They've been a
Yeah, I was
huge
going to say
inspiration.
Behemoth would be a good one.
Nice.
That would make
I
the
think
most sense.
That'd be
Yeah.
awesome too, especially seeing your stage show.
Yeah.
And then having them come on
I
and
think
play.
that crowd
Yeah.
would be pretty open to
Oh yeah.
doing
Oh
it.
yeah. Oh yeah. I think they would.
Picking
lick
up
you guys
what we're putting down.
Yeah, they'd pick up what you're putting down for sure.
Yeah.
And the other guys, when they come on, they literally have to up their game. No. Anyway,
They have a lot more fire than us. Yeah.
I will thank everybody out there. If you've missed it, or if you're wondering for next week, if you just stumbled onto us, we are doing Metal Mondays. I'm Uncle Rick from Chronic Noise. We're here at Onyx Nightclub in Guelph. You will find us at www.onyxnightclubguelph.com, and I'm not even reading that off a teleprompter, so I'd say that's pretty good. And we've got Unbowed here. They have played a couple songs. We've shot the shit for a little while, and I think all good things should come to an end, and we're going to let these guys play a couple more songs. So,
Taking a 5-minute break.
Oh yeah. We're gonna stop for a few minutes, let you guys refresh your drinks, go to the washroom, come back here, and listen to 2 more sweet cover songs by Unbowed. And again, thank you guys for coming out and checking out Metal Mondays. We'll be back in a few minutes. Welcome back, everybody. Metal Mondays. We're here with Unbowed, Guelph's mighty Unbowed. They're doing a little acoustic set for us tonight. They played a couple songs of their own. Go back and check the archives out for that. And we had a little talk. That was some awesome stuff. Again, check that out. We are live from Onyx Nightclub in Guelph, so onyxnightclubguelph.com is where you want to go week after week, because that's where we're going to be from now on. Share that link. Let all your peeps know. And right now, Unbowed is going to play a couple more songs for us. Both of them are covers, you said? And yeah, always sweet to watch a band do their version of a cover. So again, thanks for everybody coming out, Metal Mondays, and give it up for Unbowed.
Good.
A cold wind is blowing through the graves, it's blowing, and the bells of poison tongue and the foul breath of disease. And I am my father's son, and his deeds cannot be undone, and you trade in his blood, writing the history in the sacrifices of the dead. Where is the fighting man? Am I he? You would trade every truth for hollow victory. For hollow victory. And every empire will fall, every monument crumble. Forgotten men who walked the centuries through silence would rise up in betrayal, and we will rise up in betrayal. Where is the fighting man? Am I here? You trade every truth for hollow victories, for hollow victories.
Yeah, sweet. Thank you. That song is called Empire Falls by a band called Primordial. Definitely check them out. And then this song, maybe some people will know. This one's Supersonic by Oasis.
I need to be myself. I can't be no one else. I'm feeling supersonic. Give me gin and tonic. tell you what I'm on about. You need to find a way for what you wanna say. But before tomorrow, 'cause my friend said he'd take you home. Sits in a corner all alone. He lives under a waterfall, and nobody can see him, and nobody can ever hear him call. Nobody can ever hear him call. You need to be yourself. You can't be no one else. I know a girl called Elsa. She's into Alka-Seltzer. She sniffs it through a crane on a supersonic train, but she makes me laugh. I got her autograph. She's talking with a doctor on a helicopter. She's sniffing in a tissue, selling the big issue. She finds out no one's gonna tell her what I'm on about. You need to find a way for what you wanna say. But before tomorrow, 'cause my friend said he'd take you home, and sits in the corner all alone. He lives under a waterfall, and nobody can see him, and nobody can ever hear him call. Nobody can ever hear him call. Nobody can ever hear him call. Nobody can ever hear him
And give me the beat, boys, and free my soul. Wanna get lost in your rock and roll and drift away. Oh, yeah. Have a good night, everybody. Keep your stick on the ice. Keep it going.
Nice.
Wow, that was the perfect ending to a couple great songs. Everybody at home, hope you're giving it up for Unbowed. Ioan and Alex from Unbowed. That was a sweet cover. I don't know the first one. What was the original band of that, by the way? Because I want to check that out. That
Primordial. The song's
Primordial.
called Empire Falls.
Yeah, they're one of those folk metal type bands.
Somewhat. They're a little darker than that, but yeah.
Are they darker than that? Okay, definitely got to check that out. And then that other band, I don't think they were Nobodies, right? That Oasis band?
A couple people have heard of them.
Yeah.
Best band in the world.
No, they are. Okay, we'll leave that up to everyone's opinion. Anyway, thank you, everyone. We have been talking with Unbowed. It's Metal Mondays here live from Guelph. Wonderful Guelph, Ontario. That ends with an F, Guelph. Next 2 weeks from now, we will be at Onyx with Nepenthe. And don't ask me to tell you what it is. It could be some like spiritual god or something like that. But Guelph has got it going on for its heavy music. And Nepenthe is going to be doing their thing right here. Is it next week? 29th. Oh, 29th. Okay, I stand corrected. That's right. It's the Halloween show. Yeah, hey, listen to me. So does that mean I'm going to be dressing up? I don't know. I guess you'll have to tune in and find out. But anyway, we've got Nepenthe down the road. We've got Guelph band Scorn with Stephen Rowlands, like the boys were talking about, part of Unbowed. I want to thank everybody for coming out, checking out Unbowed. Ioan, Alex, thank you so much for coming out, playing a few sweet songs, shooting the shit with me, and letting Guelph know that Unbowed is alive and obviously well. Keep working on that album. Everybody check their stuff out. Come check out Metal Mondays next week. www.onyxnightclubguelph.com is where you want to go. Stop asking where we can find you, because that's where you can find us. Thank you, everybody. Uncle Rick, Chronic Noise. Thank you to Sound Events. Thank you to Nick. Thank you to Mike. Thank you to Belay. Thank you to everybody who makes this all happen. We'll see you again very soon. Peace, love, and a hug.